Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Modern stream. Today we're going to be doing something pretty cool. We're going to be going over the lists that did well over the weekend, and we will also be playing some leagues with one list in particular, which I will be talking about shortly. Yeah, there were a couple of events this past weekend. We had not only the challenge that we have every week, but we also had a Super PTQ on Friday, and then we had the Showcase Challenge, which took place on Saturday. That is, of course, the Magic Online events that happened more or less every month, I think. Honestly, I don't know. Like the OP system is just a mess, so I don't know. It's the event that I top 8'd like a couple of months ago. I don't remember when it was anymore. But it qualifies for the big event, which is going to be the Showcased Qualifier, which is going to be on May, I think the 1st of May. And then that, basically, if you get first, you get qualified for this other event, which is the new version of the mocks. Which is a little bit shittier than the mocks that we used to have, unfortunately, but it's still pretty solid. There's a pretty large amount of prizes. There's basically no publicity from Wizards of the Coast, so just like what you can expect from WotC, of course. But anyway, let's dive right into this, and by this, of course, I mean Stabs coming back for the 19 month with the tier 1 sub. 19 plus, just like how I like it. Of course, always 19 and above. Thank you for the continued support, Stabs. I really appreciate it. And starting off hot. Actually, AmuLIT took down the Showcase Challenge. So AmuLIT actually doing pretty well every single showcase, which is interesting. This list is very weird. There are a couple of things that I am slightly confused by. But we're gonna go into it a little bit. And honestly, like, this is just a great showcase of how, as long as you have like a solid idea, as long as you have a solid plan, like the AmuLIT shell is just so strong that you can just have like, basically, I don't want to say random, but like as long as you have a plan, you can have like a different approaches, I guess, to building your deck, and the shell is just so strong that you may just get there. So this version, for example, is playing a main deck tireless tracker, which confuses me to no end. Like I don't feel like the metagame is particularly grindy right now. Although I think that this player did get rewarded, because in this event, for whatever reason, there were infinite control decks. Like Esper Control second, this is just straight up blue-white control. A list that looks taken from like 5 years ago or something. It's crazy. Like 3 colonnades. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Control decks, of course, Heliod, best deck in the format. A couple of burn spells, another AmuLIT list, which I will be playing today, actually. And just UR Prowess. So that's what the top 8 was comprised of. Yeah, this list is playing a one main deck tireless tracker, which I'm not a fan of. But I guess that if you get paired against control decks, obviously that's gonna be insane. But it worked out for We Fold for Foot though. So 4 Gracers, no Scouts, no split with the 1-drops. Azusa, Dryad, Primetime, the usual suspects. For Explore, 2 Turn Timber Symbioses. Pedeso, as the Summer says, lit days, exactly. AmuLIT Mondays, the way that it goes. Welcome back for the 13 months. And then the land suite, of course, Bojukuba, Cavern of Souls, the usual suspects, but we're playing Battlements instead of playing the usual Garrison plus Stronghold, which I am confused by. Like, I don't see the point of playing Battlements now that Field of the Dead is gone. Mostly because I don't think that this slot is being particularly well idolized, basically. Yes, we do have access to some more bounce lands, but like this person is not playing an extra bounce land, right? So we're not using the slot to play another bounce land, so we're actually playing less bounce lands than the original version. And then we are also just adding a Tolerant West, which is fine. Like it's whatever, but like this makes even less sense when you already have an extra threat in your deck. Because like you're cutting either an Azusa or a 1-drop in order to make room for the Tireless Tracker. So like you're already playing more threats, you're already and you also want access to an extra Tulare West. It seems like it's basically tilted a little bit too much towards the side of playing a grindy game. But if you're playing a grindy game, then Stronghold plus Sunhome is such a better plan. So it's weird, right? Like it's I would like to, you know, to talk to the player and see what their thought process was, because it's certainly weird. Like I would be interested in knowing why they arrived at this conclusion, because it makes no sense to me. It's like they have like conflicting they're building a deck using principles that are just conflicting each other. But anyway, still managed to take down the event. Cyborg, Cavern of Souls, more Tireless Trackers, Beast Within, an oldie but a goodie. Gaia's Blessing instead of Emrakul, it's whatever, it's the same. Back to Negation, Reclamation Sage, ramming up Excavator. Interesting card. Again, I'm assuming that this player was really expecting a grindy metagame, because yeah, I don't really see a need for Excavator right now. Bailoff, Dismember, more explosives alongside the one in the main deck, by the way, and then another copy of Radiant Fountain. Solid list. I'm a little bit interested in a couple of the decisions, because they don't really make too much sense to me, but still. We Fold for Food managed to take the first place, which is always a great thing to see AmuLIT doing well. And this is something like people were freaking out. People were freaking out in the in the Discord and stuff, like, oh, AmuLIT didn't like show up in last weekend's results, and it's just like, just don't look too much into it. Like AmuLIT is just fine, right? Like if AmuLIT had like one bad weekend or whatever, that's just fine. Like it doesn't mean that the deck is unplayable. It doesn't mean that this other thing is just a lot better. It just doesn't mean anything like that. It's just variants didn't work one way or another. Just don't freak out too much, and just, you know, like AmuLIT is good, okay? Like AmuLIT is good, like you're fine. It's fine. Like just don't go nuts if AmuLIT doesn't top 8 an event one weekend. Anyway, second place, Watu. Is this Waffle Tapo? So Moondrius, I think that it doesn't matter. Like it's even possible that these two players split the finals anyway, so it doesn't matter. It is Waffle? Alright, awesome. So Control Master, and I mean it makes sense for this to be a Waffle list, right? Like 3 Esper Charm, 3 Archmage's Charm, 4 Cryptic Command. This is like the Waffle-est deck list ever. Also 1 Jace, 3 Teferi. What a crazy gentleman. The only thing I don't that de-waffles this is that we're only playing 1 Logic Knot. Waffle loves Logic Knot. But yeah, just like again, I think Control is finally good again. Like I think that in particular this Esper list is quite strong. We also see a straight up blue-white list top 8 in the event as well, and I imagine that this deck just got a little bit of a break, I guess. Like a blue-white list with only 24 lands just blows my mind. There's no way that 24 lands with 3 Celestial Colony, 4 Field of Ruin, and 1 Blast Zone, like that, this is just not okay. This is just not okay. There's no way that this works out. Like I just don't trust anybody that plays this mana base. But it worked out for Syria. Which is cool. Like I do like seeing Control decks having results again, because like for a second we were in a spot where like the Control decks just kind of were not really going anywhere, and now we are finally at a spot where the metagame has finally established, and it's definitely a good idea to be playing Control, because you know what you're targeting, right? Like you know which decks you want to beat, and then you can build your deck accordingly in order to beat those decks. And this is particularly enhanced by the fact that the best deck in the format is Heliod. And having a deck that literally doesn't care at all about your opponent gaining infinite life is a big reason to be playing control decks right now. So if you are a control player, I think right now it's actually like a great time to be playing either Esper or blue-white control, or even some of the 4-color control variants, which I think are quite strong as well. I have liked the 4-color control decks a lot. Then we have the other AmuLIT list, and this is what we're going to be playing today. This is something. This is something. Okay, let's digest this slowly. 1 Gracer, 1 Azusa, 4 Dryad. So far, so good. 3 Sakura Tribe Scout. Cool. 2 Fierce Empath. Yeah, 2 Fierce Empath. This is the card that when it got spoiled, I was expecting for it to be... I don't know if it's staple, but like for it to be like a solid contender. And it kind of just didn't really work out that way. Which was pretty disappointing. I got my paper copies, of course, of the OG Fierce Empath from Scourge with the old border. It looks very good. We have it right here. And yeah, the idea for Fierce Empath in this list is that you can go get Primetime, but also we're playing Beanstalk Giant. Actually, let me open it up here because like the Magic Online website just sucks. Beanstalk Giant, 7 mana XX, power and toughness equals to the number of lands you control, and then it's for 2 and a green, so 3 mana total, sorcery, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So the idea is you can on turn 3 cast Fierce Empath for Beanstalk Giant in order to ramp. This is also of course quite solid against Blood Moon decks and whatnot. Or you can, in the late game, use Fierce Empath to go get Primeval Titan. So this is the list that we're going to be trying out today. This list does indeed have the Stronghold Sandcomb package, so I do like that. We have a couple of T-West, and the thing that I don't like too much is the fact that, number one, we're playing Blast Zone. We talked about this a little bit with House in the podcast last week, which is, personally, I think that Blast Zone by design kind of works a little bit against what AmuLIT wants to do on multiple axes. Number one, you do rely on having access to your 1-drops. Number two, I think it's really slow. And also, you actively don't want to sacrifice your lands, obviously, in a deck like this that is trying to ramp to 6 mana. So the addition of Blast Zone is weird to me. Now, that being said, when I tested Blast Zone and I basically thought, okay, yeah, this is not worth it, was at a time where the main aggressive decks and the main decks you wanted Blast Zone again were Humans and Spirit. This card is terrible against Humans and Spirits because it's basically it comes tied up with a sort of a double time walk for your opponent, right? Because you're gonna be you never want to blow this up on 1, or basically you basically never want to blow it up on 1 against those decks. You always want to be blowing up on either 2 or 3. So when that is the case, then you are basically playing your Blast Zone. Then you need to charge it, which costs a lot of mana, and then you need to sack it, which also costs you a lot of mana, and to destroy your land. So the card was consistently very bad, and I simply never run it again. The thing right now is that you actually do want to blow up 1-drops, because the cards that you want to be killing right now are not Meddling Mages and Spell Quellers anymore, but they are Death Shadows and Monastery Swiftspears and Soulscar Mages, and to a lesser extent, I guess, Scourges and Tarmogoyfs. So Blast Zone makes more sense now than it did like a year ago, or maybe more. I don't know, whenever War of the Spark came out. That's when I tried the card in the beginning, at the very beginning, and I just didn't like it at all. So it makes a lot more sense now than back then, but still, it's kind of weird. Then we have some other weird interactions. K-Trade Triumph. I am very against Triumphs, but I guess it works out for Musasabi. Like, this card is just consistently unimpressive in my opinion, and it's just probably just better off as being another Brooding Pool, which, by the way, this list does not play. No Brooding Pools in the list, which I find kind of odd. And then finally, only 2 Castle Garen breaks, which I'm also not a fan of. I think that Castle is is just busted. This card is just messed up. We do have access to triple turn timber though, which is fine. And like, I guess that you technically have access to one more hit of turn timber, so it is technically a better card in this deck than in other decks, but you still are not like looking great. I guess getting a 4/4 empath is kind of nice. So having access to empath is just makes it better, right? You turn timber into empath, you get a free 4/4, and then you go find your titan. So like you're still in a fine spot, but like it's not great. But this list is super interesting. Isati, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Prime Time Stronghold, Isati. Watching your videos made me buy AmuLIT, and it's a blast. Thanks for the oh, you're very welcome, Isati. Hopefully you're enjoying it and you're having a good time with it. Empath seems nice against Shadow deck as a stopgap. It's a chump blocker, but yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't like it either. Like, I'd rather have another Azusa against Shadow, right? Like, make sure that I'm hitting my land drops. Like, if you're playing this on turn 2 or 3 and you're not ramping, like, yeah, you have a Titan in your hand, but like you're just gonna die. So I don't know how much closer to Titan this is really getting you, which is my issue with the card. When we go to the side where we have a couple of interesting ones as well, we have the 1-of copy of Elder Gargaroth, which I personally don't like too much. I think that Gargaroth is just not where you want to be against most of the aggressive decks. It's okay against Blue-Red Prowess specifically, but if you're getting paired against Burn or you're getting paired against any mid-range deck, you would much rather have access to a Baloth because it gains the life immediately, and against like Liliana decks, of course, because you get it for free if you discard it, which basically makes your opponent's best card in Liliana a lot worse. So not a fan of the card, but Musasabi likes it, and I remember Musasabi playing this card also in Green-White Reclaimer while that deck was good, so fine card for sure. We also have a Cavern of Souls, 2nd copy, Ghost Squatter. I have not noticed that in the main deck. Like, there's no Ghost Squatter in the main deck. I just realized that. Not a fan of that at all, but at least we do have it in the sideboard, so let's make sure that we get the correct art, of course. There we go. Tormod Script, which I wonder why. Honestly, there's only one graveyard deck in the format right now that I would be worried about, and that's the Blue Living End deck, which is not incredibly popular, but it's played. It's definitely a played deck. And particularly this being in the sideboard over Blast Zone is perplexing to me. It would definitely be interested to talk to Musasabi for sure. Would be interesting. Maybe we can get him on Titan Talk. That would be sick. Anyway, good stuff though. Good stuff. Musasabi, another top 8. So that was the showcase. When we move on to the PTQ, let me see. I'm only covering the top 8 deck list because like it's gonna take forever, right? Like, if you want to go over to see what the rest of the metagame looks like, of course you can go down and you can see how the rest of the metagame is shaping up, but yeah, I'm not gonna cover them right here. This is the PTQ, which was basically 1st and 2nd place are the ones that get PT invites, so like these are basically both in 1st place, and we do have a Mill here, which is pretty scary, particularly because you know, we are running, I've been running Emrakul and stuff like that, and I have still been consistently losing to Mill. I just don't know if there's any way that this matchup can be even fixed. I'm getting to the point where I wonder if we should just ignore the matchup and just hope to dodge it and basically concede it every time that we face it. Because I've been playing the Emrakul in the sideboard and I'm just losing every single time. Like, I just think that this deck is just way too advantage against us, like just by nature, right? Like, it's just naturally way too good against us. It attacks us, it just randomly attacks us on every single angle that we cannot beat. So At this point, I just think that it may be correct to simply ignore the matchup and just concede it and just move on with our lives. Just like right click concede whenever you face this. Then we have a 4-color shadow list, which is interesting. I don't see why. Like the Jund versions just seem so much better. Like I don't think I want to be casting Stabby when my opponent is playing Heliots and stuff like that. And Summon Denial doesn't even counter Supreme Verdict, which is what the control decks are playing. So definitely interesting to see this list doing so well. But it's cool. Like it's definitely nice to see so many versions of Shadow just consistently doing well. Like this is definitely one of the what I would consider Shadow is what I would consider one of the current pillars of the format for sure. So just another version of Shadow. Then Mono Green Tron, and this is the Yorion Niv deck, which is actually what I was thinking of playing for No Die Enemy this Friday. If you're interested in seeing this deck in action, we're gonna be trying it out on the stream on Friday. And this is the deck that I was talking about a second ago, the Mono Blue Living End. I think this deck is okay. I was seeing Sodek post, who was one of the main proponents of this list, by the way, and he was saying that the deck maybe just has a little bit too much variance attached to it by design. So who knows? Who knows whether this deck is going to be here for the long run. But right now, as things stand, this deck is seeing a recent amount of play. And I think it's quite strong. I think having access to Force of Negation... I mean, we just saw how powerful this combo was, right? Like whenever we were living in the bulky situation, just being able to upkeep Violent Outboards, your opponent, even if your opponent has a counter spell for it, you just force their counter. Like that is such an insane interaction. It really is a messed up combo. So... I think that it's possible that this deck is here to stay, but I'm definitely not experienced in this matchup enough to know how good or bad the deck actually is. Then Burn, like one thing I want to point out is how consistent Burn has been at putting up results, which is good for us obviously, but still, like the deck has been basically top 8 in every single event for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. And even sometimes putting multiple copies into the top 8. Like, Burn is like precisely the main idea for Burn, and the main attractive for Burn is how consistent the deck is, right? But every now and then the deck kind of dies down a little bit, and then decks like Prowess run coming back to the top, of course, and then I guess that right now, because the Prowess decks do struggle with removal, and like we see people moving away from cards like Path to Exile, and then running Fatal Push instead, and that is almost specifically to target the Prowess deck. So whenever your opponent is playing like pushes and stuff, what you want to be doing is just lava spiking them. So it makes sense for Burn to basically come back a little bit, particularly because like Skullcrack is a messed up card. So definitely something that I wanted to point out. One thing that's weird to me is like this card. Like, why are we playing this card anymore? If anybody plays Burn and can leave me in the comments, why are people playing this card still? Like, this is just not a modern playable card anymore. No idea why people are still jamming this, but anyway. For Shadow, you mean the deck that plays 8 discard spells? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it against the deck with 8 discard spells. Anyway, I don't know. Some smarter folks will will figure that out, I guess. But the last one is a deck that honestly I'm pretty stoked about. Like this deck has been doing well lately, and I'm super happy about it because this deck is super sweet. I'm definitely looking forward to this deck becoming a mainstay in the modern format because it's just awesome. Like the Yawgmoth deck is just such a great time, and from both sides, right? Like every time I play against the deck, it's always like such a crazy matchup, and it's like a weird race where you're trying to, you know, you need to figure out whether, okay, I want to kill their dudes because leaving them with counters does matter. Do I want to like go face because the life total does matter as well? Like you have so many things that you want that you're kind of juggling, and the deck attacks on multiple axes, which is also very, very nice. So happy that Tom Ross has been putting up the results consistently enough that people, other folks, are actually picking up the deck and doing well with it. So super happy to see this deck. When I played on stream, it was just an amazing time. I honestly, this is probably like the most fun deck that I've played besides AmuLIT in the past like 6 months or something. Since they banned Green White Reclaimer, like since they banned Field, I guess this is probably the most fun deck that I played since. All right, so that covers the super PTQ to an extent. Again, you can go down and you can see the rest of the top 16 or top 32. Lots of burn and lots of mono green trons. Finally, it is the challenge, of course. Significant tier below the other two events that we just talked about. But look at this right here. Look at this right here. Hell yeah. Green, red, Timur, I guess. Timur Giants. Primetime, Bone Crusher, Invasion of the Giants, Valakut. Yeah, so basically it's like a rug scape shift sort of deck, but instead of being on the scape shift you out axis, we're playing 4 primetimes and 2 summoners backed, and basically you're just focusing on Primeval Titan as your win condition. This looks cool. This looks like something that I'm gonna be interested in giving a shot to. So maybe I will be playing this on Thursday. Or maybe tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow is Brews Day Tuesday. I guess this counts as a brew, even if it's not mine. But I did work on this deck a little bit in the past, so seeing it be like, I guess it's not like the deck is insane or anything, but like at least it can top 8 and get second place in a challenge, which is no joke. But it's cool though. It's very, very cool. We are just good old win condition of just making land drops. You love to see it. You love to see it. And of course, the rest of the shell is just a control deck. Remand, Growth Spiral, Force of Negation, couple of Cryptics. Good stuff. That basically covers everything that I wanted to talk about here as far as the events. Yeah, more Mill, more Shadow, more Yawgmoth, etc. Like same stuff that I just talked about. But that should cover at least what I wanted to talk about in these events. So good stuff. I love it when we have all of this data to work with and to see what is doing well and what people are trying out. Modern is I think in a great shape right now, where you can still have some room to brew. Like it's not completely, you know, Valky Valky versus the world, and Valky always wins even. But it's a good time. So now we're going to be firing off a league. We're going to be talking about... I already talked about this list, so if you want to... You know, if you're just starting the YouTube video right now, then, you know, rewind to where I talked about the deck list. But this is what we're going to be... we're going to be playing in the leagues today. So yeah, I'll see you there. Bye-bye. All right. Playing against Fabio. Okay, let's do this. Why do I have sets? Why do I have upkeep stops on my... Very weird. Burn. Actually, this hand seems quite solid against Burn. We have to watch out because this can only get 3 basic forests and 1 Kedria Triome. So the fact that we drew one of these could be problematic. Eidolon. Nice. Nice. That's a good pickup right there. I did not get it. Did you make it dono, Bubblegirl? I didn't. No, I didn't get the notification. That's super weird. My point is to burn player through and through. They're like, yes, slam it right now. In your face. Slam it. This is lethal though. Burn. Want Gracers. I guess I want Gargaroth, even though I'm not excited about it. We want Force. Though I guess Stacy's kind of okay against Burn. Just cut the empaths. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I would bring in Sage over Force. We take damage from Eidolon with this. We don't take damage from Eidolon from this. Didn't Valakut Eidolon unsub? I meant to, and then I misclicked. Is this hand just oddly keepable, actually? I think this hand is oddly keepable. Goes Kalni. Sick. Plant OP. Don't idle on me, bro. Okay, it's probably worse. That's a prime time. Play around the Amsphere. Ugh. Yikes. Just never drawing a land, am I? I may honestly just be dead here. There was an argument for bouncing the Cavern and playing Triumph there, but the issue is that I think I may just be dead if I do that, so I just have to draw a land of this combo. Anima27 with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Oh, Seiko top deck. Seiko top deck. Sickest top deck. It's so sick. The top deck, that is. Well, that's just lethal, isn't it? Unless my opponent has like a path for the Dryad. Boop. Both teams play hard. Some good shit. Some good shit right there. Oh, burn. Never change. See you for round number 2. Welcome to round number 2. Playing against the Cheerio here. Kitro Triumph sucking so badly here. If this were a breeding pool, I would consider keeping it because we could go turn 3 Dryad. But like this hand doesn't guarantee that I can play Dryad on turn 3, so I'm just gonna ship it. Much better. By a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I'm just gonna bottom the second Titan. If we're playing against the Discus Spell deck, that sucks, but put almost to 5. Ooh, hopefully they're playing. Hopefully they're playing Dredge. That would be cool. Have no plans of the net. Should Stubbs submit a meme? Do you need me to validate that, Stubbs? When is it not time for Stubbs to submit a meme? Sure, I guess I'm gonna get the triumph. Now we can play this. We're hiding the bug for now. You may be traumatized for the last one. I mean, honestly, it was kind of cool to play. What's his name again? Rockman with the Prime sub coming back for the 8th month. Thank you so much, Rockman. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Foothills. Meyer. I think it's better for us to guarantee Titan mana next turn, like we're just winning, right? So let's just win the game instead of get cute and bounce the Butchukipog in order to get even more value from our Butchukipog. It's just let's just win the game. Probably better to just win the game. Sweet. Dredge. We have a completely unnecessary turn war script here, so that works. We want Force, we want Reclamation Sage. So the cards that we want, cards that we don't want. Honestly, Fierce Empath sounds terrible. Against these aggressive decks, like Empath is just bad. Like on turn 3, I just want to be playing a ramp creature every single time. No exceptions. Only 3 Racings is going to be really annoying against Blood Moon. Yeah, the Natty Bog against Dredge. Honestly, their hand was bad enough that it didn't really matter that we had the Natty Bog. But, of course, it's a nice little extra push. Just get rid of this blast zone here. Like, I'm basically never going to be activating this blast zone. What's this? Turn to explore. Nah. Better. Much better. What am I shipping here, though? Am I shipping the Azusa? I think I'm going to be shipping the Azusa, actually. Dredge just doesn't run Dark Blast anymore. And I'm going to go turn 1 Stacy. That seems really bad. That just seems like a bad play, honestly. That just seems like a bad play, because now if I had the Natty Bog, they're giving me value for free. And they didn't Dredge. Not only they didn't Dredge, but they also did not Shriekhorn. Oh, I guess that they were looking for land number 2 or 3, I mean. Not bad. I think my opponent may have Ancient Grudge in hand. Too good, man. Just too good. God damn it. Too good. Open book. Just like an open book. Straight up. Straight up open book. Now the question is, do I want to play around Blood Moon here? Because if I want to play around Blood Moon, I need to hold on to the Dryad. Yeah, let's play around Blood Moon here. Second basic, don't mind if I do. So we have an imp in hand. Good buck, bloody G. That's a light from the loam. Yeah, we can probably beat that one, huh? My opponent could still have Blood Moon in hand here. But now we have double basic, so it's a lot easier for us. Like we can, even after my opponent plays a Blood Moon, even if I play the Dryad first, we still get double blue basically. We have two Valaka triggers here if we need them. So they drew 3, 1, 2, 3. They dredge loam 1, 2, 3, and they dredge loam twice, I guess. Oh, they just have no dredger. Okay, this is cool. Blue and blue. We do have time here. I'm not too worried about what's going on, so I'm just gonna go get some respect. And we have Stacy, so I don't need to play this colony just yet. So we're just gonna chill. I have no dredgers, so that's good for us. Obviously, I don't want to kill this ox, so we're gonna be taking some damages, but that's fine. They just naturally drew a reunion. Brutal. Okay, hopefully they miss because they only have one dredger. They found the second loam. That's it. So 2 loams. Opponent gets some amalgams that don't do anything. I think that's it. That's GG's. I'm thinking my opponent may be new to Dredge. Because they could have loaned before they reunioned. There's kind of no reason to not do it. Face, you. Always yes, always yield. Oh, sure. GG's. Ready at 16 opponent. 16 is the number. Pretty impressive. All the power they put into play, right? They have a garage still in the yard? Yep, but it doesn't matter at all. I don't think this card is very good against AmuLIT. I don't think this card is very good against AmuLIT, but people still love to bring it in. And I guess that it's basically free for them to do it, so it seems fine coming out of Dredge. But like, unless you're playing specifically Dredge, I don't think I would even bring this in against AmuLIT. Anyway, see you for the next round. Round number 3. 3 rounds, 3 times on the play, and 3 times with a sick hand. Never mind. The other ones were not so sick, but this one is really sick. Well, we're gonna be playing Dryad on 2, so I guess I just want to play Cavern on Giant. My opponent says kick W, whitelisted streamer. How do I know I'm whitelisted? It's a fine draw. It means we get to develop our mana here as opposed to bounce on replay or Dryad. And we have Titan mana next turn. The Cyber Guide is up, baby dino. I really wanted to make it available before the showcases this past weekend. So it was. It's been available since Friday morning. Bye-bye, Dryad. When my opponent said whitelisted streamer at the beginning of the stream, I don't know. I'm not sure whether they are aware of how whitelisted I really am. The whitelistedness is off the chart, folks. It's off the charts. There's been whitelisted, and then there's been me. The Geiger is actually going to be nice here. So close, right? So close, yet so far away. But it has 6 power. Can I just get it? Is this an honorary 6 drop? Can I get it off a Fierce Empath? Bad deck building. Bad deck building. Dog26 with a tier 1 sub, extending it through May. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Happy that you are enjoying your stay, dog. Don't think you can ever feel as powerful as an ML player that's throwing hot. It's probably tough. It's probably tough. It does feel slightly unfair. Why bounce land and not the green land? Because I have an Explorer in hand, so having a bounce land in hand means that I have 2 more mana in case I ever need it, which I won't because I just have lethal, so it's an irrelevant point. It just doesn't matter what I bounce there. Bring in 1 Dismember. 6 mana is 5 mana with Castle anyway. Fair enough. Well, this is awkward. I think I'm still keeping the hand, but it's kind of awkward because we cannot actually play turn Timber off of the Grazer. This is the last Lantern streamer? Very much not. Does that change things? Do I have to shock here? I really don't want to bolt here. But I think I have to, otherwise I cannot get value off of this one of these gracers. Like, that's just so bad. So bad. I wish these turn timbers were something else. Even a basic forest would be better than turn timber here. I don't like the inclusion of turn timber in this list. I'm blocking 100%. Explore. Wow! Everything about this mana base sucks. Everything about this mana base sucks so bad. Just punished by everything. Just punished by everything. Taking infinite damage. So bad. So bad. I really dislike the mana base from this deck. This is the list that Musasabi torpedoed the showcase with. I didn't make any changes to it. It's just what it is. Oh, I should have packed it for Gargaroth. Yeah, that was a lot better. Triumph is just not a playable card in my opinion in AmuLIT. Light up the stage. All right. That's hilarious. Probably packing for Gargaroth would have still been a lot better than what I just did. The good thing is that we get to block here, hopefully. My opponent can bold one of these graces. We might just die here, actually. Oh, we get to block? Sick. This is gonna be pretty good. This is gonna be pretty good. I mean, they have Vapor Snag, right? That's why they didn't dark there. Ok, gracias. Dale. Here we go. Sequel Borde. Yeah. Been enjoying the old Warlord Primetime slot. Most obvious Vapor Snag of all time has just made an appearance. Okay, Blast Zone, we crack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So still kind of in okay shape here. My opponent could have a Blood Moon or something like that. Dumping Sphere doesn't do anything. I mean, obviously my opponent's playing Prowess. They're not playing Dumping Sphere, but Blood Moon would kill me. And we probably beat everything else. Sprite Dragoon. Gracer. Take 0. Oh, I guess that I can't blow it up because I blew up my own AmuLIT. Sad face. Just gonna pack for Dryad, right? Pack for Dryad, bounce land, replay Fountain. Gain 2. Opponent is kind of pressured to kill the Dryad. It's a 2/4. No Lava Dart. We also gain 2. On next turn we just pay 2 and we have Titan mana. Sounds good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. Again, we die to Blood Moon, but I don't think I'm supposed to play around Blood Moon here. Because it's not that unlikely for us to die from 11 with this Sprite Dragon in play. Okay. No Blood Moon. They went bottom. I'm assuming they drew that off of the Serum Visions, because otherwise that would have been some really poor sequencing. Okay. One, two, three, 4. So we can go up to 12. When Musasabi very gain 4 life instead of 2. Yes, but my opponent's not forced to kill the Asusa, so all of that damage would have gone to my face. The big deal is the fact that my opponent is forced to kill the card. I guess I could just die here if my opponent has a Bolt and any other spell. Not much that we can do about it though. I do have only 3 cards. Hey. It's pretty sick. Awesome. That's a pretty good top deck. We were still gonna be able to kill the Dryad, the Sprite Dragon though, and once we kill the Sprite Dragon, then we're kind of fine from there. We were gonna get Valakut plus. Oh, I guess I could not kill the Sprite Dragon. Never mind. Yeah, I could not kill the Sprite Dragon. Yeah, that was a good top deck then. I could have gained maybe 4 more life, but I'm still super scared of this dude. Technically, I could have tried a spiked off of Turn Timber. I guess that would have been the line. Anyway, we got there. See you for the next one. Round number 4, sitting pretty at 3-0 right now. Opponent's name is Red Green Sideways. I think that they play Ponza. And they kept 7. That's super scary. Am I keeping this because I think my opponent's on Ponza? I think I'm keeping this because I think my opponent's on Ponza. Punished. Rewarded. The swings in this game. Too much. I don't think I want to empath on 2. I think holding onto this is going to be important because that's going to be like my ramp. Like it's the only form of ramp I have right now. Can you swim into the empath? Yes. 2 and a green for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a creature card with CMC 6 or greater. You reveal it and you put it into your hand. So it is a tutor for Primeval Titan. That guy. Well, now that we drew the Titan, we can get cute. I like getting cute. Let's get cute. Let's get cute. ¿Te gusta la versión que estás jugando? No necesariamente me gusta más que la otra. Está bien. No me vuelve loco. Ready for my opponent to go like, what the We're cool with that one. We're definitely cool with that one. Beanstalk Giant! Giant, your go! Funny World, thank you for the follow. Lava Dart my face! I'm probably gonna slam a 3/3 flyer. Do I know Shichi Ojire? No. Opponent goes bottom top. It's a really bad draw. So just gonna be in stock here. Yeah, Build and Burn. We're playing Musasabi's list. So if we find the bounce land, we're gonna be in good shape. But otherwise, bounce land or Vesuva is what I'm looking for here. This guy is hella scary, and this is even scarier. Because this one doesn't stop being buff. Double Dart in the sideboard, which my opponent cannot flashback, which is funny. I mean, at least we are at 19. It's not impossible for my opponent to kill me here, but it's also not trivial. Yeah, Castle would also work. Dryad does not, which is unfortunate. I guess we do get to cycle here. And this also means that if we do survive, that our Titan will be lethal. So like that's not the worst draw. Also my opponent has a lot of bad draws. They do have a lot of bad draws. What is this? Vapor Snag? Vapor Snag. Weird timing. They missed on a Prowess trigger by doing that. And now also it's if they draw light up the stage, they don't have a trigger. I think my opponent just fucked up there. I think that was just a mistake on their part. Never mind, they just have lethal anyway. If I had Cycle Triumph, I don't have enough lands to play the Dryad. So we can't lead on the Cycle Triumph. So we want that, we want these, we want these. Cut. Cut. Cut one of those. What's up, Cloud Scrapers? This guy's just bad. God damn it, Turn Timber. I'm gonna keep this though. I think I'm not taking 3. It's good. That's good for us. Gracer. Play that. Guess I wanna do this. Setting up a big Gargs for the following turn, which is neat. They can have mutagenic growth, but it is what it is. Gracer is a gain 3 life spell. Yeah, it's basically a ramp plus gain 3. It's pretty solid. Sweet. Sasusa. Bounce land. Play land. Play land. Play a second one, please. Play a second one, please. Yes. I guess we're taking a turn off, boys. I guess we're taking a turn off. Oof. Take 7. Hit me. Play that. Play that. And I guess I'll play this for value. So this means that I'm allowing my opponent to Vapor Snag their own dude if they want to, but it also means that if they have another copy of Sprite Dragon, they can't cast it pre-combat. So I think it's worth it. Also, if they Vapor Snag their Sprite Dragon, they don't have Vapor Snag from my big Gargs, so seems like overall a great deal. Out of here. Out of here. Get out of my face, dragons. They're not even dragons. What is a fairy dragon even, right? What the hell is a fairy dragon even? Play your own mana leak for value. Gusto? They're gusting, yep. Definitely putting that on top. My opponent says, oh, that sucks. Sure. Yeah, Gust is not very good for them here. If we only had a red source, right? I don't think I was supposed to copy my opponent's canal or steam vents or whatever, though. Because we didn't know, at the point that I played the Vesuva, we didn't know that we were drawing the one-off Stronghold. On the draw. I think on the draw I want to second Dismember. Should play Stomping Ground. Dude, like this Gateway Triumph would be better as a Stomping Ground, or it would be better as a Breeding Pool. Like I would basically take anything instead of this stupid Gateway Triumph. So bad. Perfect hand. Can't ever lose. Can't ever lose. Turn 1 Grazer? How is my opponent beat this? Unbeatable. Unbeatable. Roll to 5. Can't play turn Timber. Sad face. Yeah, Bounce Land just wins the game basically here. I'll block you. Yep. All day, every day blocking here. Got me the Genic Growth. Go nuts. Bounce Land. Azusa. I think I'm playing a Dryad here. Giant. Play Dryad. Because if they don't kill the Dryad, that allows me to cast this Dismember without paying life. Castle off the top would be sicko. They can't flashback Lava Dart, so they need to use an actual spell here. And with how awkward their draw is, I imagine they have light up the stage. Also, that's all damage that's not going to my face. Missing land drops there sucks. Like, it sucks so much. It's insane how much that sucks. One bounce land fixes everything, though. One bounce land fixes everything. Am I killing this? I think I'm killing this. Even if they have mutagenic growth, that's still fine because it just decreases the power so my Yasusa doesn't die. Why would they Lava Dart there? That's really bad. Oh, they also have mutagenic growth. Okay. Well, I'm very much okay with this. Bounce land. Castle. Azusa holding the fort. Hold that fort, Azusa. Land. Just gonna do bounce land, Radiant Fountain here. Bodos Garrison, Fountain. And then we can cast Titan and we can haste it next turn. I think this one is locked up. Fairly sure that this one is locked up. Yeah. GG's opponent. 4-0. Not bad. Last round incoming. It's the moment of truth. 'Tis the moment of truth. Let me see if I can... Cinema prediction, see. Prediction started. You know it's for real when there's a prediction in the mix. Okay, I guess I'll keep this. We do get to Stacy on 1, and if we end up with Stacy, the likelihood of us winning this game just basically skyrockets from there. Crushton, thank you for the follow. What is the idea with Beanstalk Giant? Isn't it limited by the bounce lands? I'm pretty sure that you're not playing Beanstalk Giant because you want to cast the Beanstalk Giant part. You want to cast the Search for Tomorrow part, and you can... something that we did is we fierced Empath. We were missing land drops and already had a Titan, and we fierced Empath for a Search for Tomorrow, basically. Opponent goes to 5. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Probably one of the worst draws in the deck. Hey. Can I change my prediction? I don't know. I don't know what you predicted. Opponent's missing land drops, so things are looking good for us now. Too easy. Too easy! Wizards, please nerf. We don't have Ghost Squad or main deck, though. So it's not like I can realistically prevent my opponent from tightening me here. So I actually have no way of interacting. How do we lose here? Second AmuLIT is how we lose? We can't really beat a second AmuLIT though. Can't really beat second AmuLIT. So let's do Valakut T-West. The Suba Blast and get bounced doesn't do anything. We're 1 minute short of activating. So double Valakut, there's no reason for that. Just next turn we're gonna pack for Titan. Blue 4918, thank you for the follow. Well, we definitely want this one. Want that one. Want that one. Want these ones. That's it. Don't want that one. If we see that my opponent's playing Raminap, then I'm going to be bringing in Bog, but shave a couple of those. Do some of that. We Titan first, we just win though. That's how it works. Not really. It's how it works most of the time. But the beauty of the mirror is to be aware of what does not happen most of the time and how to prevent what doesn't happen most of the time from happening. I always say that the mirror is actually extremely skill intensive or an absolute joke. What the fuck was that sentence? I'm sorry, I sometimes expect too much from my viewers, you know. If we try Titan, we just win. That's true. That's true. So many if we try Titan will win. So many of them. Oh, Basar, thank you for the follow. All right, opponent. Show me what you got. Snap keep. How has your sympathy been feeling? Okay. Better than I expected. Let's put it like that. It was better than I expected. What do I exile for force? I'll make that decision whenever I think that I'm gonna be, you know, using the force for something. Drawing the land would be great. So otherwise that's gonna expire my Vesuva basically, which would suck. Alright, sweet. I would like to, you know, not just, you know, crack my Vesuva. Explore. This seems okay so far. Proper sequencing, you'll love to see it. There was no way for us to sequence here to protect Asusa, unfortunately. That's so aggressive. Wow. That's super aggro. That's so good for us. Played Asus on only 2 lands. So I guess I'm holding on to this Dismember. Rex Sage. That seems fine. Wait. Oh no, that was their draw step. So they... Interesting. Okay. Replay. Dryad. Two cards in hand. So they should have like... I'm trying to think whether I should hold on to this Dismember or whether I should play Stacy. And the other question is whether I should bounce the... I think I'm supposed to bounce the T-West here. Yeah, let's pass. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Holding Scout for force might be more important. Dryad's fine. We have multiple answers to that one. Jukebog doesn't do anything. It's cool. We're 1 mana short of casting Titan here. Pretty brutal, if you ask me. But I guess that's okay. That's prime time. I'm gonna have my opponent make their decisions, and then I'm gonna blow up the Dryad. I think I'm gonna dismember it. Going face with this? If they haste, that means that they can't go get packed, so we're fine. And I want to kill the Dryad there because my opponent might have like a basic forest and they're hoping that the Dryad survives so they can haste Titan. But this way I am forcing them to have a bounce land. Exactly. Like that's the only way that they can haste Titan. Bounce Land or Vesuva are their only outs. They do have a Bounce Land. Okay. We play on. Wait, what? Opponent, why no haste? But opponent, why no haste? 5-0, baby. Nice and easy. All of you believers, good job. Nice little 5-0 first time with the list. It's odd. It is an odd list. It is so weird, but it works. It works, and I have to say that it worked pretty smoothly overall. I have to say that like Beanstalk Giant really raises the stock of Fierce Empath by a significant margin. I'm still not sure whether this card is good, but all I can really say is this plus this makes this a lot better. And I can also say that this card is super weird. Good stuff though. Really good stuff. List works out very nicely. Stuff that I didn't like though. This sucks. And I think that you don't want 3 copies of Turn Timber. I think I'd rather play maybe like another castle or I definitely want a breeding pool over this. But besides that, the list is fine. Like Gargaroth was okay. I didn't dislike Gargaroth. We did not get paired against the decks where we did not get paired against the Giants of the world or the Shadows of the world. So not sure how good Gargaroth is gonna be in those matchups, but it's pretty solid though. Pretty solid list. One too many turbo scripts, however. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified when new videos get uploaded. I think I'm gonna give this list one more shot, so watch out for the second video, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.